Calm beats chaos every time because chaos is loud, scattered, and reactive. While calm is pressure rises, calm becomes the deciding factor between those who lose control and those who take control. Chaos feeds on emotion. It thrives on urgency, panic, and confusion. When people feel overwhelmed, they rush decisions, skip steps, and act before thinking. This creates more problems than it solves. Calm interrupts that cycle. It slows perception just enough to restore clarity. With clarity comes choice, and with choice comes power. In chaotic situations, most people mirror the energy around them. Stress spreads quickly. One person panics, another reacts, and soon the entire environment is unstable. Calm resists contagion. It stabilizes space. A calm presence lowers tension, not by force, but by contrast. When one person remains steady, others instinctively adjust. Calm allows you to see what chaos hides. Under stress, the mind narrows. Vision tunnels. You focus on immediate threats and miss wider consequences. Calm widens awareness. It allows you to assess the full picture instead of reacting to the loudest stimulus. This perspective leads to better decisions, not faster ones. Chaos creates urgency without direction. Calm creates direction without urgency. Urgency pushes action before understanding. Direction ensures action is aligned. When you are calm, you can distinguish between what feels urgent and what is actually important. That distinction prevents wasted effort. In conflict, chaos escalates. Raised voices, defensive language, emotional reactions turn simple disagreements into battles. Calm de-escalates by removing fuel. It doesn't argue with emotion. It waits for it to pass. This patience disarms aggression. It shifts the dynamic from confrontation to resolution. Calm is not weakness. It is restraint. It takes strength to remain composed when provoked. It takes confidence to not match hostility with hostility. Those who mistake calm for passivity often regret underestimating it. Calm does not mean inaction. It means controlled action. Chaos exposes insecurity. When people feel out of control internally, they try to control externally through noise, force, or dominance. Calm reflects internal order. It shows that you are not threatened by uncertainty or pressure. This internal order creates authority without effort. In high-stakes environments, calm becomes a multiplier. Skills, intelligence, and experience only function fully when the mind is steady. Under chaos, even capable people make basic mistakes. Calm allows you to access everything you know when it matters most. Calm also protects decision-making. Emotional spikes distort judgment. Anger pushes toward retaliation. Fear pushes toward avoidance. Excitement pushes toward recklessness. Calm neutralizes these extremes. It keeps decisions grounded in reality instead of emotion. Chaos is exhausting. It drains energy through constant reaction. Calm conserves energy by eliminating unnecessary movement. When you are calm, you don't chase every problem. You choose which ones deserve attention. This selectivity preserves stamina for what truly matters. Calm builds trust. People feel safer around consistency than volatility. In leadership, calm reassures. In relationships, calm stabilizes. In crisis, calm anchors. Those who remain calm under pressure are often deferred to, not because they demand authority, but because they embody it. Chaos thrives on uncertainty. Calm accepts uncertainty without panic. It understands that not all variables can be controlled, but responses can. This acceptance prevents frustration from turning into destructive behavior. Calm also sharpens communication. Under chaos, words become weapons or noise. Calm chooses words carefully. Fewer words, clearer meaning. This precision increases impact. Calm creates space between stimulus and response. In that space, you regain agency. You are no longer controlled by what happens to you. You choose how to act. That choice is where power lives. Chaos often feels productive because it creates motion. Calm understands that motion without direction wastes time. Progress does not require speed, it requires alignment. .com ensures effort moves toward outcomes instead of away from them. In moments of failure or setback, chaos amplifies self-doubt. The mind spirals, replaying mistakes and predicting worst-case scenarios. Calm interrupts that spiral. It grounds you in what can be done next instead of what went wrong before. Calm does not deny difficulty. It acknowledges it without dramatizing it. This realism keeps challenges manageable. When problems are not inflated emotionally, they are easier to solve practically. Chaos is reactive. Calm is proactive. Chaos responds to events after they happen. Calm anticipates, prepares, and adjusts early. This foresight reduces damage and increases control. Calm also builds resilience. When you face repeated stress without losing composure, you expand tolerance. What once felt overwhelming becomes familiar. This familiarity reduces fear. Reduced fear increases effectiveness. Calm allows patience. Chaos demands immediate resolution, even when waiting would produce better outcomes. Calm understands timing. It knows when to act and when to hold. This patience often decides success. Calm reduces error. Under chaos, attention fractures. Small mistakes compound. Calm maintains focus, reducing the likelihood of preventable failure. Calm gives you leverage over chaos. When others rush, you observe. When others react, you respond. When others panic, you plan. This contrast creates advantage without aggression. Chaos seeks control through force. Calm achieves control through stability. Stability outlasts force. Calm allows adaptability. When plans break under pressure, chaotic minds cling to what no longer works. Calm minds adjust without ego. Flexibility under stress is only possible with composure. Calm also preserves dignity. Emotional chaos often leads to regret. Words said, actions taken, bridges burned. Calm prevents damage that cannot be undone. In competitive environments, calm becomes intimidation without intention. Those who cannot provoke you lose leverage. Those who cannot rush you lose control over timing. Calm trains others how to treat you. When you don't reward chaos with reaction, chaos stops targeting you. Calm is sustainable. Chaos is not. Over time, chaos burns out those who live in it. Calm endures. Calm does not win attention. It wins outcomes. Calm beats chaos every time because chaos collapses under its own weight, and calm carries weight without collapsing.